Good morning, Misfits. All right, it is Maha Monday. I am your host, Zach Bonfilio, aka the Misfit Patriot. Let's give a shout out to Miss Mocha Powered, River Rat, C. Michaels, Funmon, Bumba on the Edge, Great Guy Gary, Amanda Collins, T. Mitchell. A lot of P1s in here today, and that's a good thing because this show, look, I don't like doing shows that are not fun. This is not a fun show today. I much prefer the shows where we get to laugh and we get to, really entertain. Dan Bongino calls it edutainment, right? Today's a sad day, all right? Because we're seeing a devolvement into a lack of empathy in not just the country but the world, and we just keep getting example after example after example. And I'm guilty of it too, right? I mean, I'm guilty of it. I really am. But um, I was explaining this to a friend where I'm like, people like me, I feel like I'm the necessary evil because I'm basically seeing a lot of people try to reason with evil, sort of negotiate with terrorists, if you will, right? And I think every once in a while you need to get somebody like, look, I don't, I'll fight these people at their own level, right? I'll play in the mud, right? But I think that there's a much better way to do it. I'm not necessarily saying that my way is the best. I'm saying it's necessary, right? I would say Charlie Kirk's way was the best, right? I'd say that there are people out there who do a much better job at leading by example as far as how they send their messages. In fact, I say all the time, I go, don't do what I do, right? I'm like, we don't need more of me. And the reason for that is because of what I see. I see in genuine evil, right? And we're seeing it with one sec. Something that Charlie Kirk said. You can tell a lot about a person by how they react when somebody dies. All right. For those of you that don't know, Lindsey Graham passed away. And we don't know what happened really, unless there was an update this morning that I'm unaware of. But apparently said sudden illness, right? The first thing I thought of when I saw this was, okay, there's going to be a bunch of conspiracy theorists. There's going to be people blaming the Jews, even though he was pro-Israel. There's going to be people celebrating it. There's going to be people who just aren't a human a human being who is not a demon. He's not a terrorist. He's not a pedophile. He's not somebody that you should really celebrate. Um, they're still over politics. They're going to like if it. Let me put it to you this way. All right, I'm fully aware of this. I'm fully aware of this. It doesn't bother me, but I know that if something were to happen to me, if I were to pass away, I know that there is going to be a lot of people that will celebrate my death. They will celebrate it. They will be happy about it, right? I don't think I'm an evil person. I don't think I'm a bad person. I mean, I think that I'm kind of a jerk sometimes. I think that I'm not perfect. I'm flawed. But I don't think that I'm necessarily like evil. I say I have a rule, right? The only people whose deaths I would ever celebrate are terrorists and pedophiles, pretty much, right? But we're seeing it doesn't matter whether or not you're a truly evil person, like a truly evil person, like a rapist or a child rapist or a terrorist or like whatever. We're seeing anytime somebody disagrees with you politically, we're seeing people that literally go and they celebrate it, right? And that the reason why that's so bad is because we are basically at the point where uh, the Roman Colosseum only did so well, right, to distract the masses was because the mob loved what they were seeing, right? In a better society, no society would want to watch people get slaughtered, like basically slaves killing each other in the most brutal way possible. We're at that type of society right now where if they were to bring back the Roman Colosseums right now, I think that people would love it. I'm not talking about the UFC. I'm not talking about, entertainment, sports, athletes and yeah, they hurt each other a little bit. No, no, no. I'm talking like beheadings. I'm talking about brutality. And so I went to church yesterday because I wanted to, but it wasn't because I heard Lindsey Graham died. I was going to go anyway. And it was we were talking about Judges chapter 6 with Gideon and how Gideon thought he was betraying his father by basically turning against his father, who was um, living like he Gideon's father had a altar that was an agricultural statue where they were making up offerings, and there were people that were having sex acts on it and stuff like that. Basically, just turned away from God. And while his father was sleeping, he replaced the altar with one to God, thinking his father would be mad at him when he found out about it, right? And his father wasn't. His father was basically like, I needed this. I needed you to come out and sort of remind me that we need to turn to God. And then the Mennonites, they were really mad about it, so they were basically putting an army together to come kill him. Like you'll upset. The point of the story is you'll upset the mob if you start telling them, "Hey, you're effing up," right? Because they don't want to. They want to keep going down this road of darkness, and it takes somebody who is willing to go against the crowd. So I think the moral of the story is I think we need more people to start going against the crowd, right? I'm not saying that the way I do it's perfect, but I am saying that it's definitely going against the crowd. And I think we can all acknowledge, because we have the show Fan Mail Friday, you see the army coming after me all the time. You see the army that came after Charlie Kirk. You see the army that came after um, you know, a lot of other people. I don't really think that that happens to Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson. I think that they get a lot of pushback, but I don't think that they are really in fear of the I don't think they're really in fear of people bad people getting mad at them for doing bad things, because I think that they know they're doing bad things. But the reason why I chose this thumbnail is I saw a post about Anna Kasparian, right? And she's essentially celebrating Lindsey's death. So it's me reading the newspaper. Lindsey Graham dies from unknown illness. Not happy about it. Sad. Then you got Anna Kasparian reading the same newspaper, laughing. So I'll show you this. This is Anna's reaction. Let me. Are you offended? Let me clarify. I'm elated that he's dead. Overjoyed. Anna Kasparian is overjoyed that he's dead. Then there's this previous post of same post from her. What kind of monster thinks gloating about dead people is ever okay? Right? And I said Anna Kasparian dunks on herself more than anyone has ever dunked on Anna Kasparian. So let's go to her page. Let's see if she's realized. Yeah. Hey, maybe I was wrong there. I love how people who've normalized celebration of death are clutching their pearls today. Just pretend I'm talking about a Palestinian toddler, then you can relate to my post. Oh, another one. Good riddance. Okay. Let's see here. Anything else? Someone explained to me. Okay, so it was just those two. I think maybe she deleted the other one, or the other one was a reply. Yep, good riddance. Here's how I responded to it. Rest in peace, Lindsey Graham. I wasn't always the biggest fan of his Warhawk views, but one thing was clear. He loved America and wanted us to succeed. Here's Sean. I don't care how you feel about his politics or policy stances, Lindsey Graham's passing is sad and tragic. It's also very strange how sudden it was. Definitely suspicious. I hope foul play wasn't involved. Okay. Charlie Kirk again. You can tell a lot about a person how they react when somebody dies. Graham Allen. Everyone knows I don't always agree with Lindsey Graham, but we did agree on two major things: pass the Save America Act and President Trump's America First agenda. South Carolina has been home since 2015, and I deeply care about it. Pray for Lindsey Graham's family during this difficult time. Pray for Governor McMaster and has wisdom and clarity to pick an interim senator. Pray for the people of South Carolina, etc. Pray, pray, pray. Versus good riddance. Good riddance. Now, I'm not going to lie. If somebody like Hillary Clinton passed away, I probably wouldn't be too broken up about it, right? I don't think I would celebrate it. If Joe Biden passed away, I wouldn't celebrate it. If Barack Obama passed away, I wouldn't celebrate it. Anybody I disagree with, I don't think I would celebrate it. But I might say something maybe a little insensitive, right? I might. And that's not good. I know that I am the type of person who would not necessarily feel what like Anna's feeling, but I also know these are wolves. These are people who are savage. These are savage people, right? And I think that not we. I think that I personally have made a decision to be savage back, right? And that's not going to change. But I want to make sure that when I'm doing that, when I'm getting real mean, when I'm getting real like, hey, let's go. I'm not telling you guys to do that. I want to make sure you know that I don't want the things that I do and the things that I say to be duplicated or replicated in the way that I do them, right? Because I gotta be completely honest with you. Like I don't know if I'm getting into heaven. Right? I really don't. I don't know if I'm getting into heaven. I have made a conscious choice to I say that there are times when good men need to do bad things, right? But I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about all of you. We need more Charlie Kirks, less misfits. We only need one misfit. And I think that today, I'm not sure if you have, I don't know how you felt about Lindsey Graham. I don't know, because I mean, even I disagree with his policies. A lot of people on the right disagree with his policies. But I want to make sure that if you guys have had that feeling before, you repent on that, right? Because it's not about Lindsey Graham. It's not about their death. It's about how we've normalized. We've normalized this behavior, right? We've normalized this behavior. And the enemy, I don't care if they change. I don't care that they are like this. I'm going to fight them and I will get dirty, right? But I don't want to see a bunch of people on my side thinking that if you see them do this, then now this is okay for us to do, right? Like for instance, I mean, I like Enrique Tarrio, right? He's been on the show. We're friends. But I saw something that he posted, right? Enrique Tarrio. Where was it? Okay. Hey Enrique, you don't like the guy who said he wants to shoot you and your bros in the head for a fake crime that never happened. Here he is, making fun of him. Where's the post? I mean, it looks like he's been going a little heavy since yesterday when I saw it. All right, let's see here. Christians all over the world need to pay attention to that Robinson hearing. One sec. I don't know. Damn, Enrique. All right. Enrique apparently is going a little heavy because this is, I've seen a few posts of it, but I'm looking for, here we go. No, not this one. Congratulations, Lindsey Graham. Oh, here it is. Finally. Jeez. All right. Sorry, guys. I was looking for that for a little bit. I'm a little slow today because honestly, I'm feeling like down. I'm feeling a little down today because of what I've been seeing online. All right, here it is. Enrique. To all those judging me for celebrating, F you, unfollow me. Celebrating death, he wished for mine. Only one of us is still breathing. Grow a ball and a spine while you're at it. Okay? Now, Enrique is saying that he's justified in celebrating Lindsey Graham's death because Lindsey Graham told an officer who was beaten with a flagpole during the Capitol attack that he should have shot rioters in the head. All right? Now, Lindsey Graham did not say that Enrique Tarrio should have been shot in the head for being associated with the Proud Boys. Lindsey Graham was saying that when a person was trying to beat a police officer with a head, he should have shot them. Or, sorry, trying to beat. And we've seen the videos of Jake Lang, who was swinging baseball bats at police officers. Tensions were high. People disagreed. I think what Lindsey Graham said was wrong and disgusting. I think that I've disagreed with Lindsey Graham on multiple things, right? But I don't think that this statement was worthy of Enrique Tarrio. I don't think he's wishing for celebrating his death, right? I disagreed with Lindsey Graham. I think that Lindsey Graham was a war hawk. I think that Lindsey Graham was just like a lot of establishment representatives, congressmen, senators, people in Washington, swampy people. I think that Lindsey Graham was a war hawk because he made money off of the military-industrial complex with investments that he had. I do. I think that's widely agreed upon. He was a neocon. Everyone tries to call me a neocon. They say I'm just like Lindsey Graham, and I'm like, I don't like Lindsey Graham. All right. But I'm saying that this isn't enough. This is not enough. Disagreeing with people on their policy, or even maybe thinking that they're evil, not enough. It's not enough for you to condemn yourself because you think that they're bad, right? And like I said, this is why I want to be very careful about what I'm saying here. I have made a conscious decision to lower myself to their level. I don't think I go all the way down to there, but calling them dirty names, right? Being really mean, being really aggressive, right? I've decided to do that, right? It's kind of like the enforcer in hockey, okay? If you guys aren't aware, in hockey, there's one guy on the team and he's just there to fight, right? Now, he comes out on the ring or in the rink. He comes out on the rink. He goes right up to the other guy who's bullying everybody else on the team and he just starts swinging. Now, is he wrong? Yeah. That's why they both go to the penalty box. He makes a conscious decision to do a bad thing to a bad person and correct bad behavior, knowing he's going to punish himself or he's going to accept the consequences of what he's doing, and he's going to a penalty box for what he's about to do. Does that make more sense? But they never do that when when the other guy is not already beating on other people on the team. That person is there to correct bad behavior with bad behavior. If you're going to celebrate the death of a human being, you better be damn sure that they deserve it. And like I said, I reserve that for pedophiles and terrorists, and maybe a few other people. But we gotta stop. We gotta stop bringing ourselves to a point where we're not just correcting bad behavior; we're engaging in it. We're becoming what we hate. If you become the thing that you hate, the reactionary right says, the reactionary right, the woke right, they say, well, we've been dealing with the leftists and Marxists, and they do this and they do that, so now we're doing this and we're doing that. They're racist, so now we can be racist. They're evil, so now we can be evil. It's like, well, dude, that's a vicious cycle. We're never gonna get out of it. We have to we have to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror at the end of the day and say, I know I'm right. Not I think that I'm right. Not we don't know, but we know we know. Not get sucked into this whole like he started it. What are you, 5? If you're gonna be like, if you're gonna do stuff like that, like if you're gonna take the road that I've decided to take, like the enforcer on a hockey team, you better damn well make sure that you're going into that penalty box knowing you did the right thing. Because if not, that penalty box is permanent. You ain't getting out. I told you guys, today's not a fun show because it's not really necessarily just about Lindsey Graham. It's about a long pattern, a long history of a lack of empathy. We are devolving as a culture. Like Ana Kasparian, this isn't about Ana Kasparian. It's about why is she so comfortable with it? Because it's been normalized. I also want to show you this, right? Look, Sean. It's also very strange how sudden it was. Definitely suspicious. I hope foul play was not involved. This is reasonable. It's reasonable to say it's a little weird, right? Because he was healthy, he was on TV just a few days ago, and now, quote, sudden illness. The people that have, like Candace Owens and Ian Carroll, that have made conspiracy theories so ridiculous, or asking questions so ridiculous, makes it so that anytime there is a valid question to be asked, now I have to go, shoot. Can I ask it? And shit, yeah, I can. Look, this is from last week, right? This is in Iran. They have hits out on Laura Loomer, on Trump, on Ben Shapiro, et cetera, et cetera. And there's another one, right? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, right there. Who's that on the screen? That's Lindsey Graham. Iran, and I'm not necessarily saying that this is the Iranian government, but Iran has sent out a message that these people deserve to be killed, right? Lindsey Graham dies shortly after that. Lindsey Graham was healthy on TV on Friday, and then he dies on Saturday or late Saturday or early Sunday from a quote sudden illness. I don't know if they've released the more details about the quote sudden illness, but there's very few sudden illnesses that kill you in 48 hours. So can you ask the question, hey, was there foul play involved? Did somebody poison him? Are they trying to, not necessarily trying to cover it up, but having doing the PR thing, like where when somebody dies, they don't want to drop the news right away because maybe they're trying to do a retaliation. Maybe they don't want the other people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a multitude of reasons why if there was foul play and Lindsey Graham did not die of natural causes and it was actually something completely different, potentially like some type of assassination, there are plenty of reasons why they don't want to drop that information immediately. I mean, it could also have been something like an embarrassing death. I don't know like what that could be, but it could have been something like an embarrassing death. And this is what publicists do for a living. They try to, control the narrative and make sure that, the person doesn't isn't remembered like Elvis on the toilet, That's another possibility. But I think this is the point. Well, not the point. This is something that really sort of like I was like, this is kind of interesting, right? Have you noticed anybody in the conspiracy realm asking questions about this? Like, I mean, like the right questions. Here's from Mazemore. Great follow in case you don't know who they are. There's a lot of conspiracy theories floating around about Lindsey Graham's sudden death. I recommend blocking out the noise and getting your news on the subject from solid journalists like Candace Owens and Ian Carroll. Obviously that's a joke, right? But let's do it. Let's go. All right, Ian Carroll. Let's see what he thinks about Lindsey Graham's sudden passing. Israel really likes assassination. Oh nope, that's not about Lindsey Graham. Oh, Tyler Robinson. Okay. TP USA. Okay. More Tyler Robinson. More Tyler Robinson. Unexplained. The UVU roof. Let's take it a step further. Let's go. Lindsey Graham. This is right on Ian Carroll's page. Huh. No results. Isn't that weird? These are the people that literally spend their entire social media time asking questions about things that don't make sense. They do not seem they do not seem to think that this is worth looking into. All right. Why would that be? Oh, Lindsey Graham was pro-Israel. Let's try Candace. Let's see what Candace thinks. Okay, evidence is overwhelming. Okay, still Tyler. It's bizarre. Nope, yeah, okay. Yes, England. No, okay. It's overwhelming. I'm literally up. Hold on. Let's give her the benefit of doubt too. Lindsey Graham. Huh. No results. Any other suggestions, guys? Anybody else that's been spending the entirety of their social media asking questions about suspicious deaths? Who's that other one? What is his name? Baron Coleman? Let's go. Let's try that. Baron Coleman. Okay, let's see here. Nope, no Lindsey Graham. No Lindsey Graham here. No Lindsey Graham here. Huh. Seems like they are not interested in any questions about this particular death. And I'm not saying that you should go out and start, trying to put yarn on a board and connect a bunch of dots in regards to Lindsey Graham. Maybe he was taken out. Maybe it was an actual sudden illness. Maybe. I don't care about maybe. I don't care about asking questions that I know I'm never going to find the answers to. That is crazy. It's like You know, that would be like, honestly, like it would be like me trying to like solve some type of like ridiculous math problem in like a field of, you know, like I don't know, neurochemistry or some like I'm not going to get the answers. But these people know the questions that they're asking, they don't have answers. And I bet you if they really wanted to do a deep dive and go down a rabbit hole about Lindsey Graham, they could probably make some connections to Iran. They might even have been able to, it could be Russia. It could be Iran. It could be Russia. It could be something else. It could be a whole bunch of things. I just think it's funny that they don't care. They don't want to find out because these questions that they're asking about always being curious. You know what? Actually, let's do one more. Let's go Tucker. Let's see. Let's see if Tucker Carlson thinks that there's anything suspicious going on. Okay. Tucker Carlson. All right. Actually, hold on. People. There you go. USS Liberty. American member of Congress is threatened by foreign terrorist. Oh, nope. He's really concerned about Ro Khanna. More about the USS Liberty. Canadian government. Okay. Nothing. Nothing about Lindsey Graham. Should we do Alex Jones? Alex Jones might have actually talked about it because he's the least crazy of them at this point, and that's hilarious because he's also very crazy. Alex Jones. I called it. I go, he's probably the only one that's actually brought it up. But here, look at the way he does it. Was Senator Lindsey Graham killed in the Russian strike on a Ukrainian factory he visited? With a AI cartoon, full production, let's get some clicks. Iran war explosively reignites, etc., etc. Okay. So at least Alex Jones covered it, even though he did it in the most ridiculous way possible. And he provided a theory that's probably the least likely one. It's like I want to show you guys something because this is I kind of stole this and then added to it. The questions thing is kind of funny, right? Because this is from Instagram. I posted this story. I'm 100% convinced that the conspiracy theories are a full-blown religion, a den of the lost and brainwashed, and their leader, Satan. The minions, a handful of influence and podcasters. They built a franchise on a dead man's name. And then I decided to add right here at the top. The first thing the devil did in the Bible was dividing Eve from God by just asking questions. What's the first thing the devil said? Did God really tell you that? Should you start asking some questions? I'd say that that's a pretty good theory because I'm seeing a lot of evil out there, and seems like there's a lot of questions being asked by the people who I'm looking at. All right. I know that this is like I said, I said it at the beginning of the show. I go, I'm not gonna do a lot of jokes today. I'm not gonna, try to do what Alex Jones just did and make cartoons and sensationalism. It's a sad day, right? A man died. If he died of natural causes, it's sad. If he died from an assassination or poison or some type of embarrassing thing, like, and they're covering it up, oh, I don't care. I'm at the point where I just don't care. Like, I mean, I hope we find out, right? And you should always try to get to the bottom of things, but at a certain point, when you see every single story and you go to this wild theory, right? You start off with a theory like Alex Jones just did, right? Alex Jones did not hear about Lindsey Graham's passing and go, all right, they said sudden illness. This doesn't line up. Let me go do some research. I'm going to find out where he was and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Like, and I think he was filmed in America after that explosion. He just goes, let's do this. Let's make the wild claim that he was just blown up in a factory with no proof whatsoever, right? And then when he gets this wrong, he's just going to move on to the next thing. And all the people that think that Candace Owens is going to like slow down if she gets sued by Erica Kirk or sued by the French president and she loses a bunch of money, right? Look at Alex Jones. Alex Jones just lost InfoWars. He's $1 billion in debt because he lost a civil defamation lawsuit. He's still going. Candace ain't going to stop. None of them are going to stop. Which means neither can we. We just have to continue to mock them, expose them, and shame them, and make sure that we separate ourselves from them. I've noticed a few people this week who have been making a crucial mistake. Let me show you what that mistake is. Nick Fuentes is out of the closet, except for Sean. Sean understands the assignment. Okay, here. Cinema Shogun. Wow. Nick Fuentes defends Erica Kirk. He says people owe her an apology. He also talks about all the innocent people who got their names dragged through the mud by Candace and the conspiracies. Wow. Look at how reasonable, rational, and great Nick Fuentes is. Why are you guys doing this? Are there any other creators saying the exact same thing? Is Graham Allen doing it? Am I doing it? Is Dan Bongino doing it? Is Officer Tatum doing it? Why is he on my screen? Why are you making him look reasonable? Have we forgot everything that Nick Fuentes has said? How about if Nick Fuentes was ever in power, he would round up all the Jews and they should be killed. He said that. How about how he talked about how he was going to take TPUSA and it. He said, I'm going to take your this is when Charlie Kirk was still alive. I'm going to take your baby. I'm going to infiltrate TPUSA and I'm going to it. Why haven't you learned? Nick Fuentes knows exactly what he's doing. It's the two personas that Coleman Hughes was talking about. He's a rat, and he sees the ship is sinking, right? And he is now coming out and trying to look reasonable, look ethical, look moral. And you just posted him all over the internet and were like, I don't agree with him on everything, but he's right about this. No. What you do is you take that video and you go, look at this little piece of garbage trying to weasel his way back into the movement. Or you say, listen to what he's actually saying. He's talking about how all these people in the movement that sort of jumped on the anti-Israel bandwagon, they're only doing it for clicks. I was in this movement, years and years ago. Okay, what he just said was, I'm a real Jew hater. I'm a real anti-Israel hater. You guys are just posing. And you guys are like, see, yeah, he's got a point. No, he doesn't. It's the same thing with Israel inviting Clavicular over to, do some little PR tour, right? That guy Clavicular is in Israel right now. Why'd you invite him? Is it that big of a deal? No. He's a look-smaxing, half-retarded, well, fully retarded influencer. Why'd you invite him? What? Because he has clout? Because he has a lot of followers? You take a bunch of immoral people who have followers, influential people, and you go, I'm going to put aside the awful things that you do and say, and I'm going to try to fix you. I'm going to try to rebrand you. No, you're not. Just go grab a wild animal off the street and try to domesticate it, right? Just bring it in your house and just be like, oh, I'm sure I can fix it. It's like Donald Trump thinking that he can negotiate with terrorists. That's like, you guys got to learn. It's like at a certain point, I'm not saying people should be like me. But I think that my way is probably at least more effective, right? I go, hey, F you. Hey, I'm gonna insult you. I'm gonna shame you. I'm gonna mock you. I go, if you guys are doing this, somebody on this side, somebody on our team needs to, right? Like if they're a wolf and you're a sheepdog, right? You are there to protect the sheep. That's what your motivation is. I'm a wolf, right? I'm there to just rip them apart. And if there's just everybody's just wolves, then we're screwed. So, like I said, don't necessarily think that what I'm saying is my strategy is something that a lot of other people should take. But you shouldn't sit there and pretend like you can reason with these people, validate them, rationalize them, correct their behavior. You can't. These are wolves. It's in their DNA. All right. I think I got through everything. Oh, this is also I just threw this in here because I just saw it right before the show started. If you think the engagement online is real, here's some more proof that these people are all just um, scam artists and grifters. Sneeko, he tried to put a post up, but he pressed send before he had it edited. He says, "Dear American Muslims, everyone knows 9/11 was Israel. Drop the Anne Frank praying in the attic." He put all that into AI and then he wrote, "Optimize it for X and give more shock factor," and he pressed send. Somebody reached out to me a while back and they were like, "Hey, here's how you can get your engagement boosted. It's like type these things into Chat GPT," and he's like, and then like there's a certain this is what these people do. These like Ian Carroll, Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, all these people. They literally try to put in cheat codes in the internet, which is like Jake Shields. This is why you see them all the time having these like ratios and large and like really boosted posts and viral posts. They're doing bots, suck accounts. They're buying likes, buying followers. They're putting their stuff into AI. They're trying to figure out how to cheat the algorithm. They're studying the algorithm and trying to figure out what's going to get boosted, what's going to get on the main page. It's all fake. When I do a tweet, when I do a post, I thought it, I typed it, I sent it, right? These people are playing the internet like it's something that they can manipulate for financial gain, right? Sneeko is just one of many. All right, it's Maha Monday. We're gonna get to Maha action. Let's go through the news real quick. Oh, by the way, quick reminder on Sway. I'm trying to make sure you guys hear about this every show. 86. We are up to 86 on Sway. What do we need? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 12 more states to fill this entire map. If you guys haven't heard about Sway before, Sway is the network that we are going to use to win elections, all right? We have added a few races, a few Senate races, but we got all of the recommendations on Sway. And if you are in this district, if you are in one of the districts and you join my group, you are going to start getting messages, text messages, and emails from me about how you can help win elections. It is a huge tool that we can all use to actually start getting out the vote, fix our ground game problem. On top of that, I also put together midterm cheat sheet. And this is a website where we have only the essential races. Right now, we have all the toss-ups. We have all the information that you need for the crucial key races. These are all of them. I'm going to add a few more. I'm going to be talking to Chase Bowes, who goes on Sean's show, and get his input. We're going to go through it live. But you can also join Sway through midtermcheatsheet.com, or you can go to the beacons link in my bio. All right, now let's check out the news for a few minutes. All right, obviously we talked about Lindsey Graham. See if they'll let us read it. Are you gonna try? Are you really gonna put this behind a paywall? Okay. New York Times put that one behind a paywall. Sam Neill. Looks like Sam Neill passed away too from Jurassic Park. You know, they say the celebrity deaths, they come in threes. What happened with Sam Neill? Sam Neill, the versatile actor whose career spanned Oscar winners and blockbusters. The actor's death was announced on Monday. No cause of death was given. Okay, see, look at this is what happens when famous people die, right? No cause of death was given. Or, like with Lindsey Graham, sudden illness, right? They're famous, but honestly, like they kind of do have, I don't want to say like they do kind of have a right to be like, I don't need to tell you, right? It's like my husband, my father, my friend, my brother, my wife, my daughter, she died. I get it. She was famous. I don't have to tell you, right? Like, and I do respect that, but the Lindsey Graham one is a little bit different. The Lindsey Graham one is a little bit suspicious. I mean, like I said, I'm not going down rabbit holes and conspiracy theories, but it is just a little weird how this guy's on a hit list, looks healthy one day, dies the other day. It's like, and it does have a little bit of and I hate to sound morbid, but I think the third one we might see very soon is probably going to be Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell is he's in very poor health. He should not be in Congress. He should have been taken out a long time ago. They did the same thing with Dianne Feinstein. It's like we can't allow this. We can't allow people like we did it all the way up to president. We had Joe Biden. Joe Biden was the president and he was brain dead. He was senile. We shouldn't allow this. Oh, term limits, term limits. Well, what's a term limit going to do if somebody comes in and they already have, low facilities and like they still are dumb and no. I have a better idea. Instead of no term limits, take all of their money away. There's a reason why a 80 something year old person keeps working, right? It's it's about power and money. Take away their money. Make it so nobody wants to be a senator or a congressman for a career. They're supposed to be public servants. No secondary income, no PACs, no special interest groups. The only money you get are from your constituents. No book deals, no speaking engagements, none. No secondary income. You make a salary of whatever it is, 100 and something, and you can't make a dollar more than that while you're in office. If you want to make more money, you want to go to the private sector, you want to write a book like Bernie Sanders or Rand Paul, do it after you leave office. Why are we allowing these people to make a bunch of money as a public servant? We shouldn't. You don't need term limits if you do that. But anyway, about Mitch McConnell, I mean, I don't know what's going on with this, but it's very sketchy how people are saying like he was seen getting into an ambulance, it wasn't moving, he was under a blanket. I don't anytime I see this stuff, I don't immediately go down like crazy like conspiracies, but this one it is pretty weird, okay? So, Senator McConnell, nearly a month after being hospitalized, revealed what actually happened to cause his absence from Senate. I'm pretty sure I can guess. It's your fossil. In a lengthy statement released Sunday evening, McConnell attributed his childhood fight with polio. Yeah, see, this is why people don't trust the media. This is why people don't trust the media. You're gonna tell me polio was the reason why you short circuited in front of a camera multiple times, fell down, just disappear. Don't no, screw you, screw you, right? They really do think you're dumb. They really, really do think you're dumb. They have no problem lying to you. I don't know anything about polio or like the side effects that can happen. Apparently, I don't know, freaking 90 years later, but I know that's not what's going on. Here's a quote. My doctors have confirmed I didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion. I didn't have a heart attack or stroke. I didn't have tumors or hemorrhages. Why aren't you saying this on camera? Why am I reading a statement? Yet when he will return to the Senate remains a mystery, something that McConnell himself acknowledged. Okay, we should do this. Make a rule or make a law in Congress, right? That if a member of Congress cannot come back to do their job, just like any other job, right? Teacher, firefighter, policeman. If you go, hey, I'm gonna come back, I'm not feeling good, I'm gonna come back when I'm feeling better. Like they go, wait, no, but we need you here to do your job. I know, but I'm not feeling good. Okay, but we need you to come back and do your job. I hear you, but I'm not feeling good. Okay, well, how long do you think? I don't know. Okay, well, we're gonna have to fill your position. Okay. Oh, that means you're fired. That means you're fired. Oh, no, like I can't be fired. They elected me. Yeah, I don't care. We'll get them to elect somebody else. They work so little. They work less than a school teacher, and they still think that they can take days off. F you. Quote, as much as it frustrates me, the process takes time. Sorry, I don't care. We have like you can't do this in any other job. You can't go, look, I know that like there are deadlines and I know that we got things that we need to do, but come on, man, this takes time. I don't feel good. Like, okay, but we still need to do the things like running the country. And you're not here. What in the hell is going on? At the advice of my doctors, I won't be able to return to the Senate. I won't be able to return to the Senate to vote quite yet. So that means that we are down one vote. I mean, is he going to be able to vote from like the hospital bed or coffin? I don't know like where he is. This is crazy. This is crazy. They should have to vote in the building, and if they can't make it to the building, they're fired. Rest assured, in the meantime, I'm not taking a break from Senate business that matters to you. It all matters. What the hell does that mean? Did you just tell us all that your job is not that important? What do you guys think that they do, by the way? Does anybody even know? What do you think senators do? Oh, they vote on the thing. Yeah. I know, but what do they do when they're not doing that? That doesn't take long, right? They're supposed to introduce legislation. They're supposed to meet with their constituents. They're supposed to focus on issues. They're supposed to represent their people. They're not just there to vote, right? Voting takes like a few seconds. So every other thing that Mitch McConnell is supposed to do for his job, he's not doing. But don't worry, I'm not taking a break from the Senate business that matters. I thought it all mattered. His physician noted that McConnell has experienced several falls through the year and has been attributed to his bullshit. Bullshit. He was not walking around like Forrest Gump this whole time. This is all. He was admitted to the hospital 4 weeks ago. All right, I'm done. I don't care. All right, all I'm saying is I don't care about the conspiracy theory. I don't care what you think it might be. I have enough information where you need to call your congressman and you need to say, get him out, replace him right this minute. Right? I don't know. I can't even remember what the process is for that. It's like the 25th Amendment, but for Congress. They can have a vote and they can say, you can't do your job. Sorry, we're going to hold a special election. They're going to have to hold a special election for Lindsey Graham. Mitch McConnell is not there. We have a narrow majority. What the hell's going on? I'm not jumping to the whole like, this is what they're doing. No. I'm just saying we have solutions in place for stuff like this. It's crazy. This is absolutely crazy. All right, real quick. This it's a weird way to segue into a promo, but it's Maha Monday, so we're gonna get to the Maha Minute and Patriot Pouch. On Mondays, we do our Patriot Pouch promo because Patriot Pouch is a healthier alternative to smoking and using nicotine pouches. Patriot pouches made with Nixodine. I popped one of these in church yesterday because, you can't just be vaping in front of Jesus. But Nixodine, it's a cleaner compound that binds to the same receptors as nicotine, delivering a better, cleaner effect, fewer downsides, better ingredients. You can go on patriotpouchusa.com and get the Sovereign Sample 4-pack or my favorite flavor, Orange. You glad you're an American? Use code MISFIT10 at patriotpouchusa.com for 10% off. And I think we're getting a little increase on that discount code very soon, and I will keep you posted about that. Okay, final story. It's Maha Monday. You know what that means, the Maha Minute. So this week in Maha from, I always forget her name, Caitlin Sinclair. Here's the breakdown.
Finally get. Well, the biggest soccer star in the world says he's drinking raw milk.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm Caitlin Sinclair. Welcome back to your Maha Minute. Even one of the best athletes in the world is talking raw milk.
It's good for our stomach, it's good for our skin, it's good for our bones.
Soccer superstar Erling Haaland says it's part of his daily routine and even calls it his magic potion. Meanwhile, healthcare prices could finally get a little more fair. The White House says they're moving to end a loophole that lets hospitals charge Medicare up to 4 times more for the same imaging services. And turns out hospital food could be getting a little bit healthier. This coming from Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Oz, who launched a new pledge encouraging hospitals to swap ultra-processed meals for real food that actually help patients heal. And it looks like your health records are finally getting smarter. HHS just expanded its nationwide health network from 10 million to more than 1 billion securely connected health records, making it faster and easier for patients and doctors. That's it for this week. Stay tuned right here for more Maha Wins.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean,
Well-
the raw milk argument, it really does like split people, but I've done a lot of research on raw milk, and raw milk is essentially the reason why a lot of people think it's dangerous is because if you don't process it right, then it's not the milk. The milk is not the problem. It's the fact that the udders on the cow can be dirty, and then that will get into the milk. So when you have like a raw milk factory that does like all of the necessary precautions of like of cleaning and really like making sure it's all sanitary, raw milk can be good. I've tried it before. I don't care about I'm not like a raw milk like where it's like, oh, it's the best thing ever. I thought it was okay, but I just drink milk. I don't care. Like I'm not going out of my way to find it. But a lot of people like it. So all right, 8:59. Let's get the shout outs. Guys, I'm sorry today was a depressing day, but it is. We need to sometimes just be like, listen, we need to check ourselves and be like, this is not good, right? I'm not a doomer. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but we got to really sort of acknowledge when we see some things that we need to work on, and I think we have an empathy problem. We need to start working on that, right? And I do more than anybody, but that's why I was making sure to let you guys know. I already know that I'm wrong. I'm just gonna do it anyway. I just don't want you to. All right, quick shout out: Kimberly K, Great Guy Gary, Ian, Winky Winky Nod Nod, Miss Mocha Powered, Bumba, Amanda Collins, Funmon, On the Edge. Enjoy Sean Farish. Hopefully he's in a better mood than I was today, but Ungoverned is next. I will see you tomorrow for TDS Tuesday, and we'll have fun tomorrow. It won't be as depressing.